speeches and deliver a persuasive speech at a club meeting. He is embarking on, let me open up the presentation mastery level 3. This is his project 1. Timer, please note, speech length is 5 to 7 minutes. Toastmaster Fahim Razak. Speech title, Just in Case. Just in case, Toastmaster Fahim Razak. Over to you.
I really want to take commerce, I said to my friends when I was in 8th grade, and we were deciding as to which subject we will choose in our matriculation. And most of my friends went, what? You're going to take commerce? All of us are taking science to keep our options open, just in case. You see, if you take science, and if you don't want to follow science, you still have loads of options. You can go into commerce or other. But if you take commerce, you are stuck with it. I was like, yeah, I want a fallback option too. I want the security too. So I ended up taking science. Mr. Toastmaster, or rather Madam Toastmaster, fellow members, and distinguished guests. Completed the matriculation degree or the qualification. I was like, I should not have chosen science. It's not for me. Then came the choice whether to take the pre-engineering or the commerce. This time I was sure I'm going to take commerce. I have regretted my decision in the past. Again, everybody was, what? You must be mad. Man, you need to keep your options open, have the fallback. I was like, yeah, fallback, security. Ended up choosing pre-engineering, just in case. Well, those 2 years were the longest of my life. And I tell you, you can just guess it yourself. Mathematics, 33. Physics, 43. Chemistry, 49. No engineering university would even let me come close by to them, let alone giving me admission to it. Anyway, I had learned my lesson, and the next 7 years I spent what I really wanted to do. Completed my finance. You might not believe it, but completed, that's what I wanted to do. Complete the finance degree, did a chartered accountancy qualification. That brought me to 2010. And again, the dilemma. Now I've completed the qualification, now need to find a job, right? And I was like, I think I really like the subject business analytics, and that's where I'm gonna go. Again, everyone was, really? You really want to narrow your choices, business analytics? You should become an auditor. You see, as an auditor, you will have a broad spectrum of everything, right from the revenue to the bottom line, assets, liabilities. You can go anywhere after this, be an asset protection officer, a revenue officer, an internal auditor, or an external auditor, or a finance professional. Oyster, the world is your oyster. I was like, yeah, let me take the audit. I want security just in case. Obviously, ended up becoming an auditor, and boy, I am not a match for the skills that are required as an auditor. The next 10 years, I again have just went scrapped by. Every day, oh, I don't feel like going to work, change a couple of jobs, but stayed within the similar industry, brought me to till 2020. And in those 10 years, not a single day gone by, and I was like, Fahim, I don't belong here. What do I do? Don't have any options. I don't want to just quit. I want to start my business, but I don't want to just quit. I need security, fallback options. I just need to stay here. So ladies and gentlemen, you see, I spent the 10 years knowing that I didn't belong there, but I still went on. Did you know that according to Gallup, an American analytics and advisory company, I am not alone, because 85% of the world population that is in full-time job, they are not happy with what they do. 85% of the people. Isn't it astonishing that we end up spending 1/3 of our life doing something that we are not really happy with? And what is the reason? It just beggars belief. Why do so many people do what they are not happy with? The answer is very, very simple. Insecurity, uncertainty, the fear, what's going to happen? I don't know. And the answer is very simple as well. The solution is very simple. Just don't do it, what you do. But then you're going to get the answer, oh, it's very easy for you to say, I have got a family to support. I have got a lifestyle to manage. I have got my parents as well. And I am the only bread earner. And what do you do in face of that? Nothing, you just carry on, right? So ladies and gentlemen, I'm not here to teach what you should do, but I am here to at least suggest some things that we can perhaps, even including myself, incorporate to get us where we want to, right? So the first thing is insecurity. Wouldn't it be ecstatic? Every day will be full of sweetness. If we just did what we wanted to do, we wouldn't wait for the Friday. We wouldn't have Sunday blues. Oh my God, it's Monday tomorrow. What I'm going to do? Okay. Every day will actually be Friday, Saturday, because you just love what you do. And not only will love, you will get the rewards, the richness, both the financial, the family, the self-satisfaction, the contentment, everything. Now, again, it's easier said than done. So what can we do? First thing, we need to know what we actually want to do. It's no good just quit the job and don't know what am I passionate about. It might very well be that you are just being super lazy and you don't have any passion. So in that case, just stay put. Secondly, once you have figured out what is your passion, put a plan in place. Okay, do I really want to do what I'm currently doing in 1 year time? Maybe not. Then put a plan in place to get to where you want to, so that you can have a fallback option to quit and be able to continue what you want to do. Thirdly, have a realistic plan and go after it. Sacrifice your weekends if need be, sacrifice your social life if need be, sacrifice your evenings, no TV, no internet, nothing, that's fine. Because you'll get all that within a couple of years. And that's my suggestion. As Earl Nightingale said, preoccupation with security breeds insecurity. Is the wise men don't choose security. The wise men choose opportunity. Now, as regard to myself, in 2021, I had a moment of epiphany and I was like, I am quitting this job and I am going to do my own business. My friends and family went, what? You crazy? You're leaving the job. It was such a good job, decent job. I was like, yeah, just in case if I die tomorrow, I would want to have lived my life to the fullest. With that, over to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Fahim Razak. And I really connected to this because we do a lot of things which we do not like, but we are just doing it. I don't know why. I am clueless why. And I think that is because life is sweet and we want everyone around us to be happy with us and we want to please everyone. So I think that is one reason, which is why we try to do things which pleases other rather than ourselves. It's Maghrib prayer times in Karachi. Let's take a very short 8-minute break. It's 7:28 p.m. on my clock. Timer, can you please time it? And we will be back. Do the maths. I am very bad at it. After 8 minutes, inshallah.
Well, I guess you didn't do pre-engineering. Otherwise, you would have known that we are supposed to resume at 7:36. So,
okay, great.
yeah. can we resume?
I think we can. It's
Yeah, because
7:36.
just
So,
yeah.
yes. So, welcome back, those masters and guests. We were on a short break for Maghrib prayers. Good to have you all back. Our next speech, next on our agenda, is a speech by DTM Sarfaraz Nazir, which we evaluated by DTM Talha bin Hamid. DTM Talha, will you please explain the speech project?
Yes, thank you so much. Today, DTM Sarfraz will be delivering his speech from the project level 1 of Pathway Innovative Planning. The project is Evaluation and Feedback Part 1. What a speaker is supposed to do in Part 1 is they are supposed to deliver a speech on any topic. And the purpose of this project is to practice applying feedback and serve as a speech evaluator during speech evaluator during club meeting. The purpose of this speech is for the member to present a speech and receive feedback from the evaluator. So the speech can be on any topic, and it is expected to fulfill the overall objectives of the speech, of any Toastmaster speech. The speaker will take away the feedback from this speech and apply it in their next speech, which can be the same speech or it can be a different speech. So everyone, please put your hands together for DTM Sarfraz Nazir. I am not funny. That is a speech title, by the way. I am not funny, DTM Sarfraz Nazir.
In Karachi Toastmasters Club, we hear speeches that put us in a state of ecstasy because they are full of sweetness and humor. Then afterwards, we say, I wish I could use humor in my speeches. I believe that anyone can use humor in their speeches, even a monkey. I have a 3-step simple formula to add humor in your speeches. Step number 1, prepare your speech without focusing on humor. Step number 2, go back and review the speech and find places where you can zap your magic wand and add humor. And step number 3, deliver your punchline with pizzazz and panache. Let me give you some examples. Some of you may recall that in the Urdu speech contest, there was a speaker who gave a speech titled Aage Badhte Raho. In his speech, he mentioned education, that many people take 2 years to complete, but it took him 4 years. And this is how he said, लोगों को 2 साल लगते हैं, मुझे 4 साल लग गए. मुझे 4 साल लग गए तो क्या बड़ी बात है. And then he went on. He repeated these words 2 times in his speech. I would have said it this way. लोगों को 2 साल लगते हैं, मगर मुझे 4 साल लग गए. मुझे बहुत अफसोस था कि मुझे 4 साल लगे. मेरे अब्बू ने कहा, बेटा क्यों रोते हो, हम तो बहुत खुश हैं कि तुम्हें सिर्फ 4 साल लगे, हम तो समझे थे तुम्हें 6 साल लगेंगे. लो लड्डू खाओ, मुंह मीठा करो. See, there was an opportunity to add humor using his 4 years as a tragic event. Let me give you another example from my speech that some of you have heard on COVID-19. I was relating the story that one night I noticed my wife was stretched out, motionless. For a brief moment, I thought that she had passed on. I had lost her. I called the emergency number 911 for the first time in my life. While talking to the operator, she said, we are going to time her breathing. I thought she wanted me to do it. So I asked her, you want me to time her breathing? The operator said, no, you simply say now. Whenever she takes a breath, say now, and I'll do the timing. That is what my speech was about. But when I went back and thought about it, I realized when she said timing, that reminded me timing in Toastmasters. So I added the statement. When the operator said, we are going to time her breathing, I got excited that I am going to be a timer because I have been a timer in Toastmasters. And that's where the humor came in, because the speech was serious. That brings the audience down emotionally. So you have to use humor to bring them back up. There are some simple methods for adding humor in your speech. For example, the rule of threes. You would say three things, but with a slight twist. All three things belong in the same category. After you mention the two, say something different that puts the third item on a tangent. For example, in my speech on dance lessons, I was talking about a TV commercial that I saw in which the lady, a bodacious, beautiful body, says, "Are you single, shy, and lonely?" Then I went on to say, at the time I was a student, I was single, shy, and stupid. See, when I say I was single, shy, then I paused. People are expecting me to then say lonely, but instead of saying lonely, I say stupid. And they can understand that a student is going to be stupid and go with that commercial and call them and say, okay, I'm ready for my dance lessons. That's where the humor comes in. Another way is to say something that's relatable. For example, Mark Brown, 1995 world champion of public speaking, in his winning speech, he was talking about the movie, The Beauty and the Beast. He described the prince as tall, dark, and handsome. When he said the prince was tall, dark, and handsome, I can relate to it. Mark Brown is very tall. He's also dark because he's from Jamaica. So when he says, I can relate to that, we knew he's tall and he's dark. By saying I can relate to it, he's saying that I'm also handsome, and that's where the laughter came, 1,500 Toastmasters laughing about it. In my speech, in one of the semifinals, I was talking about arranged marriages. And I said, many parents wanted me to marry their daughters, not because I was tall, dark, and handsome. As you can see, I am not tall. When I said I'm not tall, I held my hand just a few inches above my head and stayed there until the audience got it and they started laughing by saying, see, I'm not tall, but they knew I was dark. I'm also indirectly saying I'm handsome. And that's where the laughter came in. Very simple rule. Now, in another speech on my semifinals, I was talking about an event where people have their child or some other person that they know. When they come on stage, they run towards the stage with a camera. They want to take a picture. And I described the event. I said, I ran towards the stage in a state of euphoria with a Minolta camera in one hand and a Sony camcorder in the other. It was a Kodak moment. See, people laughed when I said Minolta and camcorders, Sony, because people know that a lot of us do have both the camcorder and then I paused after their laughter died down and said, it was a Kodak moment, and that statement is from the Kodak advertisement or commercial, and people laughed more. So there are very simple methods that you can employ to add humor in your speeches. You don't have to be funny. You don't have to be a comedian. Just prepare your speech, go back, look at it and see where you can add humor, and then deliver it with pizzazz. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, DTM Surfaraz. I vividly remember your speech in which you brought that humor of timer, and I still find it hard that how a sad story and a very serious topic can bring you. You somehow managed to bring the humor, and I remember asking you about it as well. So thank you so much for giving a detailed speech on how to bring humor, because I'm sure that many of us find it very hard to do that in during our speeches. Next on our agenda, we have Toastmaster Ghulam Qadir. and his speech will be evaluated by Toastmaster Fahim Razak. Toastmaster Fahim, can you please come up on the stage and explain his project details?
Thank you, Toastmaster Rabi Zishan. I'm very glad to introduce our next speaker. He is, of course, TM Ghulam Qadir. We very fondly call him GQ. He's a devoted Toastmaster, a very effective speaker, so effective that he makes it looks effortless. So really very glad to introduce him. And he is giving a speech from a pathway that is yet to be decided. He's waiting for the dollar to go down in Pakistan before he purchases the next pathway. So it's the new pathway. So obviously it's a level 1, project 1, and it's an icebreaker. The title of the speech is The Story of GQ. The purpose of the project is for TMGQ to introduce himself to the club and learn the basic structure of a public speech. With that, the title of the speech is The Story of GQ. Over to you, sir.
The time is 4 to 6 minutes for the icebreaker, right? Timer?
That's correct. 4 to 6 minutes.
It was Wednesday, June 20th, 1979, 2 a.m. in the morning. It was raining heavily. And a woman in the streets of Baroda, she was shouting and yelling, Choro bau bhagwan che, Choro bau bhagwan che, which means the boy is very lucky. Jamil, he was on his bicycle. He was all wet and he was coming right from the hospital after seeing his nephew. Jamil just stood underneath the mansion of Abdur Rahman, and there he saw standing his 5-year-old niece, Asma. Asma, why don't you come down and let's go to hospital and see your brother? Okay, Mamu, I'm just coming, she replied to her maternal uncle. So Asma came down. She sat on the bicycle pipe, the front pipe, and off they went to Jamnabai Hospital. Yes, of course, a Toastmaster was born that day. It was Ghulam Qadir Kamfala, born in the family of Professor Ghulam Nabi Kamfala. Professor Ghulam Nabi Kamfala, by profession, he was a teacher. And what I clearly remember of my childhood, whatever cupboard we used to open, the books used to fall on us. The books were everywhere, in every cupboard, over the cupboard, underneath the cupboard, underneath the sofa, underneath the bed. The books were everywhere except 2 places, the kitchen and the washroom. So you all must be thinking that as a child, I used to love the books. Of course not. My first love as a Pakistani boy was a cricket bat and a ball. So I started playing cricket at the age of 5 in the streets of Urdu Bazaar. My flat was on the 2nd floor. And on the 1st floor, there she used to live, my second love, Aisha. So I used to be a good bowler. Just like Wasim Akram, my hair was long, with the middle parting. And I used to bowl like this. And off the in-swinger used to win, and the batsman used to bowl down. Out there! And once the batsman used to be out, I used to look at the 1st floor. And there she stood in her dupatta, and with all the hair, and used to smile at me. Nevertheless, the time went on. We never spoke. And one fine day, Abu, my daddy, announced that we are moving from this place and we are moving to Gulshan. So in 1995, we went and stayed at Gulshan. And Aisha's chapter got closed forever. Now, fast forwarding the button, the life moved on. And we stayed in Gulshan for 18 years. And there, I completed my MBA from IBA. That was the place where I started my banking career. So I just have got a very little bit of banking experience, just 20 years, not much. And that I'm going to tell you all about my professional life in my other speeches. So if I tell you about the story of GQ in 4 minutes, I think 43 years I will not be able to summarize in 4 minutes. So this is a whole pathway waiting for me to tell my stories to you, all of you. But since I'm a Toastmaster, I clearly remembers, and one thing which I will stand by, that once a Toastmaster is always a Toastmaster. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster GQ, for that icebreaker and making us laugh during it. I think you took the tips from DTM Sarfaraz's speech. Moving on, let's give a few seconds for DTM, for Toastmaster Ghulam to get ready, because he'll be evaluating my speech and he has to explain my speech objectives. Toastmaster Ghulam Qadir.
Sure. So our next speaker is our very own Toastmaster Rabia Tabassum. A happy-go-lucky, the way the president explained, and her speech is from the, let me just open the pathway. Okay, the pathway is Dynamic Leadership, Level 2, Project 2, and the project is Understanding Your Communication Style. The purpose of this project is the member to learn about different communication styles and identify his or her primary style. Wish you good luck, Toastmaster Rabia.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ghulam Qadir. Understanding your communication styles, something which you learn by doing. I would like to start from July 2019. One of my sweet friend, my co-mentor from Rever Volunteer Program, asked me to come and attend an orientation of TCF Bagban program. I told her, no, I don't want to join any Bagban program. It's about fundraising, and I just want to be mentor for the children of class 8, because that's very important for our children, for our nation. She urged me just to come and please attend the orientation, and that's it. I don't ask anything else from you. And I said, okay, let's go. Why not? It's just an orientation. So I went to attend the Citizens Foundation Bagban Cycle 3 orientation. There, the GM of TCF gave a detailed history of the Citizens Foundation and how it is giving education to the most deserving since 1995. And he asked a question. When do you think is the best time to work for education in Pakistan? Anyone would like to answer except the two who know the answer? Anyone from the audience? That's me asking you. When is the best time to start to work for education in Pakistan?
Now?
Yes, that is what my instant reply was. Now. And he said the best time to work for education was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. These words were engraved in my mind, in my heart, and I was, my life changed because of that. These words got stuck in my head. I joined the Bagban Cycle 3 under the chapter head of two very beautiful souls, Alina and Majid, who inspired me to do more with the potential I had. By the end of Cycle 3, I was offered to take the lead role and become the chapter head. I was in a state of ecstasy, and I was really honored because I didn't realize that I was going to be given so much responsibility. As the chapter head of Cycle 4, I was assigned 35 to 40 volunteers, and I had to do the job which Alina and Majid did with me. I had to inspire them and guide them how to raise awareness and funds for TCF. And that was my objective, to raise funds which will support the education of 180 students for the entire year. Just as our president and GQ introduced me, that I'm very lively and I make up friends easily. And that is what I did with my volunteers as well. I used my initiative style and my supportive style, and I made friends easily, and I made connections with all my volunteers. I made sure that I was friendly with them. I took their introductions. And one tip which I do, which may help any one of you, when I write the names of my volunteers, I in front of them I write what they do, which institute they belong to, what are their hobbies, what do they love to do. So the next time I talk to them, I have their detailed history with me, and they do not feel a stranger. This makes them feel wanted, and this makes them feel important. And that is what my basic style is in initiative and supporting. The next step of the Bhagwan cycle was to tell them the devastating numbers of education in Pakistan. For that, I had to move on to the analytical approach and give them the exact numbers. I had to make a PowerPoint presentation and to do my research that I have the updated surveys and updated numbers. So although I am very initiative and supportive, but when you are talking about numbers and surveys and the grave situation, you have to change your mood into the analytical communication style. And that is what I did in my cycle. And that is what I learned. It was a continuous learning process, that you cannot contain a group or to lead a group for 4 to 6 months, taking only one style. You have to change your styles from time to time. By the end of, when we were in the end of the cycle, we had to inspire other people. And we had to tell them what TCF stands for. And it was a huge task because nobody knew it. You take the name of other institution, NGOs who are working in Pakistan, and people immediately recognized it. But when you talk about TCF, the first question you ask, oh, TCS. And we have to explain that, no, 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 not the courier service. We are talking about this educational institute and this NGO. So we made flyers and we made posters, and I encouraged my volunteers by giving them targets, and then by appreciating them and giving them rewards. So I kept meetings, and then we had certificate printings. So when you appreciate your volunteers and you use the supportive communication style, that is what encourages the volunteers a lot, because they are hungry for acknowledgement from a leader or from their boss. Okay, yes, and I think I'm very good at that. Because I just go, oh, job well done, you are superb, you are so good. And I do that with each and every volunteer. So there were like 30 to 45 volunteers in my first group, and now I manage a group of more than 120 volunteers. And they all want to be with me because they feel that my supportive and initiative style is something that makes them grow as a person. And I have learned myself that if you want to have anything done, whether it be, my passion was the Citizen Foundation. Most, if some of you are working in offices or the housewives at home or a teacher, you have to use the combination of all the communication styles. You have to use the direct, the supportive, the initiative, and most importantly, the analytical. Because when you need to get some job done, you have to have those numbers correct and you have to have the correct information. But with a little encouragement from your side, with a smiling face and a happy and a welcoming gesture, and you should make the people you are communicating with feel important. And in the end, they should realize, or they should feel that they are growing as a person, and they are not just being used for the tasks that they signed up for. So my volunteers, if you take a feedback from them, because I take that often, they usually say, okay, of course, we are here for the job, but we think we are growing as a person as well. So I hope that we'll be able to raise more awareness, and that all the communication styles brought together will bring a change in this world. Back to you. Back to me, myself, Toastmaster of the day. Okay, thank you so much, Toastmaster Abhyudishan, for yet once again raising awareness for the Citizens Foundation, despite DTM Dhala asking me not to do that anymore. So next on our agenda, we have DTM Saad Shoaib. Welcome back, DTM Saad, with the prepared speech. He is giving his presentation mastery level 2 project 1 introduction to mentoring. The speech is 5 to 7 minutes long, and the purpose of the speech, let me just open this project. So the introduction to Toastmasters mentoring. Okay, I cannot open it directly. I will have to save it first. Wait. The purpose of this project is for the member to clearly define how Toastmaster envisions mentoring. The purpose of this speech is for the member to share some aspects of a previous example as a protege. So DTM Saad Shoaib will tell us something which he learned as a protege, or give us an example from his previous experiences. The jelly of peanut butter, DTM Saad Shoaib. DTM Saad Shoaib, the jelly of peanut butter.
We actually sometimes feel that the world owes us, that the next person to me, I'm way more superior than that person. When we do our bachelor's, or even between that, we are like, okay, now I'm a bachelor. Give me a job, or give me an opportunity. But the question is, do we always get that? Is that always that much simple that we can just walk in and just take it? Fellow Toastmasters and honorable guests, as you know by now, by profession, I am a digital marketer, and yes, my bachelor was not BBA. It was actually bachelor's in computer science. So when a person from the background of computer science, the coding, development, and everything walks into the career of a digital marketing, it's not that easy. But what I got was a path that okay, this time I have with me it's not and not about the monetary benefits. It's all about work. But even then, with all that experience, what I needed was to become this person. That's, as we all know, that's Batman. A person with absolutely no powers, no abilities, no nothing. But how do we know Batman as a very super, and no Batman as a very renowned character? Because Batman had one thing that the other people did not. Batman was smart, and Batman was rich. Superman wasn't rich, and well, Flash wasn't smart. So Batman had these two attributes, and when I when I stepped into the field, I was just merely a person who wrote content. So very soon I knew that this wasn't gonna work. So uh, when when I was at my when I was at my first job, things things took a turn. And the person who was managing me had a, was was an expert search engine optimization executive. So I saw a moment there. That moment was to actually add that trait, like Batman had those other had those other external factors. If and that if along with my experience as a content writer, I can add the SEO. It will be the it will it will be the perfect magic, and it will be the same combination as a peanut butter and jelly. So what uh, what would that so from then on, I just constantly started asking question after question, question after question. Okay, this is that. Thank God to him, he didn't he, he, he didn't he, he didn't block my number or anything, because I was so much insistent on uh, on actually getting all of the knowledge about SEO, because my aim was to be a full scale digital marketer, not only and, and not only restricted to to being a content writer. So that was my 1 year as a protege under that person, and that's uh, the reason why uh, right now whenever go I go anywhere, I seem to have that extra edge from from a regular content writer, and those those years are the reason that I that I'm at the moment leading the leading the leading the digital marketing department in uh, one of only two barcode barcodes providers in Pakistan, and that's all because of um, that experience as a protege. So job well done by me, and it's over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, GTM Saad, for that prodigy experience that you shared with us. That brings us to the end of our prepared speech segment. And today we had a new segment in between introduced by our VPE. Yes, please, please.
Actually, yeah, you know the drill. I'm supposed to interrupt. So first of all, unfortunately, all the speakers qualified, so they're eligible for voting. Number one, and number two, All the evaluators, please, while you're evaluating, please score the speech out of 10 according to how closely it adhered to the project objectives and share that score with me. So with that, you can resume Toastmaster.
So let me vote first. Okay. Thank you so much, DTM Talha. And I was at the new segment that we have introduced in our agenda, and which everyone was asking on the WhatsApp group, okay, what is song of the day? So we had our KTC picnic this Sunday, which we enjoyed a lot. And we came to know that almost every member who attended was a very good singer. And it was decided there and then that why not let's have a segment, just like we have the joke master segment, let's have a song master segment. And what I suggested on the WhatsApp group was that let's decide a theme of the day first and then ask the song master to choose a song which goes with the theme. It is very easy when the theme is life is sweet, but I'm wondering when it was mangoes, what the song would have been. So let's have the song of the day if VPE allows me. Is that okay? So, as no one else volunteered, let me sing the song of the day for you all today. I believe that life is sweet, but it is not continuously sweet. It's roller coasters of highs and lows, and we have bitter moments, and we have some low sweet moments and some high sweet moments, and that is what my song is all about. I hope you like it. जिंदगी की यही रीत है, हार के बाद ही जीत है। जिंदगी की यही रीत है, हार के बाद ही जीत है। थोड़े आंसू है, थोड़ी हंसी, आज गम है तो कल है खुशी। जिंदगी की यही रीत है, हार के बाद ही जीत है। जिंदगी रात भी है, सवेरा भी है। जिंदगी जिंदगी रात भी है, सवेरा भी है। जिंदगी जिंदगी है सफर और बसेरा भी है। जिंदगी जिंदगी है सफर और बसेरा भी है। जिंदगी एक पल दर्द का गाँव है, दूसरा सुख भरी छाँव है। हर नया पल नया गीत है, जिंदगी की यही रीत है। गम का बादल जो छाए तो तुम मुस्कुराते रहे। गम का बादल जो छाए तो हम मुस्कुराते रहे। अपनी आँखों में आशाओं के दीप जलाते रहें। आज बिगड़े तो कल फिर मने, आज रूठे तो कल फिर मने। वक्त भी जैसे एक मीत है, जिंदगी की यही रीत है। जिंदगी की यही रीत है, हार के बाद ही जीत है। थोड़े आंसू है, थोड़ी हंसी, आज गम है तो कल है खुशी। जिंदगी की यही रीत है, हार के बाद ही जीत है। So, Toastmasters and my friends, even if you're going through a bad patch in life, do not lose hope, because after every lose, there is a win. And after every bitterness in life, you get the sweetness of life back again. It's now time for our next segment of the meeting, which is the table topic segment. And today we have a legend, GTM Sarfaraz, who will be taking the table topic master role. And we have a hand raised from Zahra Ibrahim. I think it was by mistake.
Okay. I was just asking. I thought you will give an opportunity to other people if they can sing a song. So I was very excited for it.
Okay, for that you have to tell the VPU for next week and take the song master role. So let's move on to our table topic session. And DTM Sarfaraz, he is the master of bringing humor in anything he does, whether it's a valuation or a speech, and full of expressions. And it would be lovely to see some amazing table topics from him today. Over to you, DTM Sarfaraz.
Thank you, Madam Noor Jahan too. I am very ecstatic that we are only 6 minutes behind schedule. We now move into our second segment, the table topics. Table topics allow us to practice impromptu speaking, hearing someone ask a question or give us a topic, and we have to respond within a few seconds. The time for table topics is 1 to 2 minutes. You qualify at 1 minute, green light comes at 1, yellow at 1.5, and red at 2 minutes. You have 2:30 seconds total time. At 2:31, you disqualify. You're also encouraged to use the word of the day, which is ecstasy, an overwhelming feeling of great happiness or joyful excitement. Our first table topic speaker is Toastmaster Zahra Ibrahim. You can sing if you want to. Now, Toastmaster Zahra, I am not going to give you a topic. I am going to simply show you something, tell you what it is, and you have an opportunity to say whatever you want about it. So your topic is payday. Payday, Toastmaster Zahra Ibrahim. Say whatever you want. You can sing about it if you want to.
Thank you very much, table topic master. And good evening to all wonderful Toastmasters out here in this online meeting. And I would like to say, as you have shown me, I think it was a chocolate or something. It was written payday, but I think, yeah, since it's been just 4 days that I just completed the 3 months of the new job, because I graduated in 2021 and in December, and being a speech and language therapist, and I just started working just after my graduation, and just 3 days back, the preparation period got over, and so I got a little increment in my salary, and so I was also thinking a lot of few things, that in my batch there are a lot of people out there who are earning double salary. Like, in a way, the place I am at, it's like a new organization, and it's been established back in 2020, and it's almost 1.5 years of that. But the way it's progressing and how they are adding different branches to it, so it was wonderful. So I thought it was a good opportunity for me to learn, and moreover, the kids having I'm seeing several different clients with spectrum of disorders. So it was a good opportunity for me to learn. And at my the first meeting with the project head, so they said, "Okay, if you're willing to work, you just can't leave it like in between. So you have to give us at least 1 year." So I was thinking to quit, because there are people out there who are going 3 days, part-time, working in two different places. So I'm working at one place only, but then I realize if I will quit in between, it will not leave a good impression to other people, and I will be dishonest maybe. So I'm doing my hard work and doing my best to, and maybe at the end of the day, it's the explicitity which makes the people grow, and it's the peace of mind and your if you have peace within, it will make things easy. And that's all from my side. Thank you very much. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Zara, for letting us know about your professional background. Our next speaker, Toastmaster Amir Bilal. Toastmaster Amir, you ready?
Hello, sir. Yes, I'm trying to be ready as I was not expecting myself.
Okay, your topic is who's he, what's it? Who's he, what's it? Who's he, what's it? Yeah, who's he, what's it? You can say anything you want. Who's he, what's it?
Just give me a second to turn off the fan.
Okay.
Okay. At times, it is really, really difficult to find something that we have been longing for. Fellow Toastmasters, it was exactly the same dream I thought about. I was wondering from today as helper at my workplace, how can I get a promotion to be a marketeer? One fine day, I met one of the industrial experts who was the general manager marketing by then. I went to him, sir, I want a job in marketing. He said, what's your qualification? I said, I failed intermediate. He said, I'm so sorry, I'll not be able to help you with that. I said, sir, I'm energetic, I'm passionate, and I'm ready to deliver. He said, yes, I accept and I respect everything, but there is a criteria that you have to meet, minimum graduation. Guess what? Right after 4 years, after completing my graduation, he was the same guy handing me a promotion letter for being an assistant manager marketing. And he's my mentor, TM Jahazib from textile industry. So who's he? What's it? That's your promotion letter. Find it, because what you have to do is plan your journey, meet your goal, because everything is right ahead of you. You just have to see through it. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Amir. Our next speaker is Toastmaster Iftihaj Fatima. Are you ready?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Your topic, lifesavers. Lifesavers, Toastmaster Iftihaj.
Lifesavers. Savers. Okay. Have you ever met somebody who is helper, which is going to save your life? No. Okay, so I take the topic wrong because I. Okay, lifesavers.
You can say anything you want.
In the July, being born in July, what will be my favorite thing? The thing that gives me some cool vibes, that is mint candy you showed to me. Although I am July born, but I feel that this month gives me too warmth that I can give life changing sympathy or some pushing point to all the others. So people say that July is very hot and we don't like it, but I love it because it gives me the warmth so that I try to cool myself, and everyone try to. But at the same time, when one other is facing some very hot conditions in life, and they are trying to struggle in their life, I always be the one to help them, to be the mint to the lifesavers of their life, because our little actions, little beautiful actions, can be the lifesavers in someone's life. So are you ready to be the lifesavers of someone's life? Over to you, Toastmasters.
Thank you, Toastmaster Farhaj. Nice way to bring in the topic. Our next speaker is Toastmaster Hinali. Toastmaster Hina, are you ready?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me? Am I
Yes.
audible?
Yes, you are. You're audible, visible, and smiley as ever. Your topic, whatchamacallit. Whatchamacallit. You can say anything you want to. Whatchamacallit. Toastmaster Hina.
Thank you, DTM Sarfraz. Whatchamacallit. The first time I ever heard that term and actually saw this exact same chocolate bar is, I believe it was 1986. My best friend had come back from a trip to the US and she'd actually had this chocolate. And she brought this term to all of us and we were like, what is that? Whatchamacallit? Whatchamacallit? And she broke it down. Yeah, what you might call it, when said very quickly in an American's accent, is whatchamacallit. So, whatchamacallit, at this time, when I think about it, just brings back those beautiful memories of my school days with my friends. I was not at a position at that time that I could travel far and wide. But when my friends would go away on holidays and come back with their lovely experiences and stories and share gifts and sometimes even things like chocolates, it would help us to bridge that gap. If we hadn't been to those places, we would get those experiences through beautiful stories and terms like whatchamacallit. Over to you, DTM Sarfraz.
Thank you, Toastmaster Whatchamacallit. Our next speaker is one who recently asked, I don't want to miss the table topics, or have I missed the table topics? No, she has not missed the table topics because she wanted to be a table topic speaker. Toastmaster Mariam Aftab, Kidwai, are you ready?
I am.
Okay. Your topic, Milky Way. Milky Way, Toastmaster Mariam.
Thank you so much. What do you think when you saw the word Milky Way? What clicked my mind? I don't want to go to glaciers, to the skies, to the stars, to the moons, where I cannot reach. The one thing that I found is yummy. Healthy? I don't care about that. Let's be truthful. We all love chocolates. But with Milky Way, there are another thing. Well, whenever my cousins, my khalas, and everyone come to my home, they always bring in sneakers, many other chocolates. And I was never a chocolate person, honestly. My elder sister, she was so clever. She is still. She does that too. Whenever there's a bag of chocolates she found in freezer, she tries to finish it as quickly as possible because she knows that I am the one who saves the chocolates till the last time. And little by little, I'll have it so that I'll just have a good taste till long. But being the clever, She started eating and all, and she did not like Milky Way. We all had that Milky Way left in the fridge, full packed for me. And I had it all. I know what it tastes like. I love it now. But later on, I discovered that whenever someone came and bring chocolates, I distributed in three different parts. One is for my sister, the other one for my other sister, and the rest is mine. And no one is allowed to touch it. Literally, we had fights over it, like the way we see in debates, TV shows like these days. And no, I cannot share my Milky Way anyway. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mariam. You always amaze us by continuing to speak no matter what's happening around you. Our last speaker, Toastmaster Domke, are you available?
Just give me a moment.
Okay, sure.
Yes, I'm available. Please go ahead.
Okay. Toastmaster Domke, your topic is 100 grand. 100 grand, that's 100,000 or 5 zeros, 1 lakh or 1 lakh.
Right. Got it. That's interesting. First of all, please bear with me. I'm signing from my phone, so maybe the angle of the camera might not be the best. 100 grand is the topic. Of course, I think I'll take a moment to think about the topic. With 100 grand, I think money comes to mind, of course. I mean, I'll not talk about US dollars, but I can talk about the economy that is going on right now. Inflation is something that's got everyone worried. I'm seeing smiles across the board, but whenever the time comes to pay your electricity bills, we're all aware that per unit charges have more than doubled, right? That's the time that everyone worries. And maybe if somebody had 100 grand for that particular month even, I think they would be ecstatic. Money is definitely something that's a concern right now. When you go to the petrol pump, and maybe even if you're driving a small sedan that's 1300 cc, you look at the meter, which was 140 rupees per liter of petrol. And now when you see 254, your heart sinks. And someone like me who used to get his car fuel tank full now considers maybe just going in half and trying to save in on petrol. So inflation is there for us. Inflation is here to stay for the next 1 year as well. And in my conversations with people even outside of Pakistan, they're also concerned, they're also bothered by this. I know for a fact that a friend in the UK mentioned that he's really worried about petrol prices over there, which have risen globally, of course. And if any of us or all of us had this 100K coming in at some point, I think a lot of our worries would definitely go away. That'll be all. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Bihar Domke. I'm sure you paid more than 100 grand for your iPhone that you're using. When I look around the names of all those who are online, I see that we have a lot of table topics, Kurbani ke Bakre. But unfortunately, the table topic session must come to an end so that we can move on to the third and final segment, the general evaluation. I'm going to take a break so that I can eat all this candy before it melts. And now I'm going to turn the control of the meeting back to our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Rabia Zishan.
Thank you so much, DTM Surprise, for that very sweet table topics. And yes, you are right. We are all craving chocolates now. If we were at Beach Luxury, we would have, I think, managed to do something about that. Either bring them beforehand. So thank you so much for that amazing table topic session. Now we move on to our last session of the evening, which is the journal evaluation segment.
Excuse me.
Oh, okay. Have all the
You got it.
speakers, yes. Have all the table topic speakers qualified according to the
Yes,
timer?
yes, they have qualified. Plus, a reminder to the evaluators, those who haven't yet, please send your scores to me. Thank you so much.
Okay. So you will be seeing a poll shortly, and please vote for the best table topic speaker. And with that, we move on to our journal evaluation segment. And the journal evaluation is a segment which I really appreciate in Toastmaster, because that is the one which gives us the most of learning. Not only our evaluation, but every evaluation given to any other speaker. So please welcome the journal evaluator for today, who is Toastmaster Hiba Rais Khan, the president of KTC.
Thank you for the introduction, Toastmaster of the evening. General evaluation is an important part of Toastmasters meeting, without which any session of the meeting is incomplete. General evaluation is usually the third session of the Toastmaster meeting, and it comprises of three portions. The first one is the prepared speech evaluation. The second one is the table topic evaluation. And the last one is the report from the facilitator. So the first speaker was TM Adiba Khurshid, and I was her evaluator. So TM, should I go on with the evaluation? Mr. VP?
Yes, of course.
Okay. So you, TM Adiba, you had an interesting title to your speech. What I liked about your speech was that you had a good flow to your speech and you did not seem nervous. You covered every aspect of your life which we could hear from your speech, as you had designed the speech in an interesting manner. However, there was some room for improvement in your speech. Firstly, you lacked eye contact, which you could have improved by constantly looking at the camera. And secondly, you could have let the notes go, which is something which we all struggle with, even me to date. And I also thought that since you could have, since this is your first time as a speaker, so you did quite well. And that's about it. Thank you. Okay, now, the next speaker was CM Fahim Raza, and I call upon his evaluator, CM Latif Mansoor Ali, to give the evaluation. CM Latif, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Can I be the second one, please? I'm just on an office call. Just few minutes.
Okay, fine.
All right.
DTM Sarfaraz Nazir was the third speaker, so I call upon his evaluator, DTM Talha bin Hamid.
Thank you so much. Just let me open the evaluation sheet. All right. DTM Sarfaraz, how to add humor to a speech. That was your topic and your mission. And you achieved it spectacularly by not only giving us some very useful tips, but also demonstrating them live. I've very rarely seen a person doing something, advising something, and then demonstrating it right during that speech. And if you think about it, it's something very difficult to pull off, because at one point your speech is suggestive and persuasive, and at the next it becomes a story. So yeah, it's kind of mind-boggling, even as I say it right now. I still don't know how you managed to pull it off, but you did. You had an instant communication with the audience. Your transition between various types of humor was spectacular. And what's more stunning to me is that every example you mentioned, we could recall clearly your speech that you used it in. And that was something amazing. not only we recall that particular example, but we also were able to recall the whole speech and the context of that humor usage. And the humor about your wife not responding and you thinking all sorts of things about it. I mean, that is something, an example of morbid humor that only some can pull off. You know, not everyone can sell it, but you managed to do it. You demonstrated without naming a lot of rhetoric devices that we used to learn in the old communication manual, and they were all so useful and so simply demonstrated. Uh, you also uh, brought out something very important. When a speech gets too serious, humor is used to bring it back from that depth of seriousness to a more manageable realm, because a speech cannot live in that realm. So, yeah, that is something very new to me, and that is an entirely new way of looking at humor. A few improvement areas. First of all, you use some extended Urdu sentences, and I know that that was perfectly fine within the context of this audience. In fact, it helped your speech connect even better with the audience. But I felt that even if you have uttered those sentences in English, they would have been equally effective as well. Uh, as for how to challenge yourself, well, I know we are supposed to suggest something to challenge yourself, but honestly, I don't know what, except for the fact that please keep speaking. As long as you keep speaking, you will keep challenging yourself and us. So overall, great speech, spectacularly achieved objectives, and a bit more of if you just substituted that Urdu passage with perhaps that would have added something more, because that would have been equally humorous as well. But other than that, absolutely fantastic speech, and thank you for that lesson in humor. Over to you, General Evaluator. And yes, I qualified.
Okay, now I move on to the next speaker. TM Latif, are you ready? Okay, so TM Ghulam Qadir was the next speaker, fourth speaker. So I call upon TM Fahim Razak to give the evaluation.
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator. TMGQ, where do I start from? I've always found you a very effective speaker, but today, my goodness, you were just on another level, sir. I'm not sure what it was. Was it the new pathway? Was it you were actually very ecstatic, but you were brilliant? You had everything in your speech. The body language, which was in sync, complete sync with every word of your speech. The humor, the storytelling, everything was in there. Your opening was brilliant. It was as if I am reading a paragraph, a starting paragraph from an internationally acclaimed novel. You had this, that your family member coming on a bicycle, calling out your sister, Asma, come down, TMGQ is born. What a way to start your icebreaker. And within that, you gave us your date of birth and everything else. And then you moved into your later part of your life when you were a 5-year-old, you went into cricket, you were living in Urdu Bazaar, but you weren't just telling us, you were every single word, as I said, included the body language, the Wasim Akram style, your second love, Aisha, who she lived on the second floor in your building. Was it really your second love, or you just change it from your first love, knowing that you'll be giving the speech from your home? And by the way, if you want to rekindle that second love, I'm sure DTM Sarfaraz can give you some really good handy tips. But coming back to your speech, the way you moved onto your later part of your life, again, very smooth, very, very kind of natural. And then you mentioned that you did an MBA from IBA. And boy, the way to have your conclusion, you just left us wanting more, where you mentioned that it's only 4 to 6 minutes. I have got so much more to tell you, and you just left it to that. Now, in terms of Improvement, as I said, there isn't really much that I can offer you here as far as your speaking is concerned. But perhaps one thing to add here, you had 4 to 6 minutes, and I think you skipped the 20 years of your life where you were in banking, which I thought was quite a long period to not have mentioned anything about. Like, how did you get on? What were your life like? How did you start? The kind of middle age years in that, and how is it going? And what do you plan to do going forward? I know you mentioned that we're going to see more of TMGQ, and I'm sure we will. But it's just, I think you had couple of more minutes to mention something about that, which would have just given us the complete picture, because you were amazing today, sir, really amazing. And I would love to see a lot more of you, and I'm sure we will. With that, back to you, General Evaluator.
Toastmaster Hiba, you're there?
Yes, I am. Moving on to the next speaker, PM Rabia Zishan. I would like to call upon our evaluator, PM Ghulam Qadir, to give his side of the evaluation.
Thank you very much, General Evaluator. So, Toastmaster Rabia, we were having this discussion over the Sunday, over the picnic, at what is Baghban. So, you gave me a fair bit of an idea of what Baghban is, and then I asked about some other aspects of the TCF. But in today's speech, the way you explained regarding the Baghban and how the head of the Baghban explained that this is now you have to start. So I got a better idea after your speech what Baghban is all about. You explained in your speech, because the purpose of speech is that you need to tell us what is your communication style. So 2 styles you mentioned. The first one, initiative and supporting, and with that, all the 19 participants, other than you, because there are 20 participants in this meeting. So all 19 participants would agree that you are spot on. Initiative and supporting is your personality trait. Second one, you told us analytical. Okay, fine. So you were assigned with some analytical role, and the way you explained it, we all understood that your communication style in that situation was analytical. So overall, if I sum up the speech, your purpose of the project, you had fulfilled the entire purpose. You had explained it very well, the communication styles, the both of them which you have, and you also explained the volunteers and the awareness needs to be created. So perfectly fine, you have done full justice. Some good aspects of your speech. Let me evaluate that. Since we are used to of seeing you physically at BLH, because I don't attend the meetings of other clubs which you attend on the via Zoom. So I was looking at you over this small screen, and you were perfect fit. Your face, your hands movements, exceptional. The facial expression, your eye contact with the camera, everything was absolutely good, which is required in this sort of a meeting, a virtual meeting, which we call it as. Only one area of improvement which I would comment on to it. Rest were perfectly fine, very well delivered. Yes, one more thing which I would like to mention: the way you explained, starting from the Bhagwan and then went on to explaining regarding the volunteers. It looked like that I am just looking at a teacher, and the teacher is explaining the entire chapter to the students, and it is being delivered very well. So you have a very good style of delivering your speech, so that everybody can understand what you're trying to say. Yes, on coming back onto the area of improvement, the only area of improvement which I would suggest is that if you would have stood up, that the speech would have become much better. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Now I would like to call upon PM Rabia Deshan, who will be evaluating PM Saad Shoaib's speech.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator Toastmaster Hiba Khan. Today, my target speaker was GTM Saad Shoaib, and the purpose of his project was to share with us an example or a experience he had as a protege. You started with reminding all of us about the feeling that we all went through, most of us went through after graduating and doing a bachelor's, the hunt for the job and that feeling of ecstasy that we have after getting that degree. So, great way to connect with the audience. You immediately connected with us, and then you even called to the audience, okay, fellow Toastmasters and guests, and you started your speech. So that's amazing, amazing start. You gave us examples and you related your story to the Batman, and you showed us that little miniature prop. It was again a very nice way to connect with the audience and to bring a lightness to the speech. You you had amazing hand gestures today. The thing which I loved about you, that you connected with the audience at once. You had an amazing start and you had amazing head gestures. So throughout the speech, you made sure that you were using your hand to tell us about, when you were talking about a previous area, you made sure that you pointed to one side of the screen and then this side. So it was perfectly managed, and you tried to use maximum use of your hand gestures and your facial expressions. You told us a story about how you started from being a content writer and went on to the digital marketeer, and your journey of being a protege during that. And it was well written in a well order. The speech was written in a very well order. So you had a beginning and a middle and then an end, and that it was a very well written and well managed speech. Few things which I would like to recommend to you. You had to share an experience about being a protege, although you mentioned your immediate manager, but I would have loved to see something which you learned personally, or which made a change. It was like a journey, but specific points. Okay, my immediate manager told me this, and then I opted on it, and this made me better. So a specific example would have been better. And you used the word SEO. I was lost at that. I had no idea what that means. Maybe because I'm not from the working background. First, I thought you were saying CO, but you repeated that word again. And so, for the people like me, it's better to always tell the full form. I think you did, but I missed it or what. So, I couldn't understand that part of your speech. So, well written speech with a starting, big with a beginning, middle, and end. Amazing hand gestures. You told a beautiful story. You used props, and great example of jelly and peanut butter, plus the Batman example as well. Just that try to tell us the full forms of words if we are using some, because not everyone is tech savvy like you are. And also to bring a personal touch. A example, because the purpose of the project was that. Back to you, Journal Evaluator.
Okay, now I call upon PM Fahim Razak's evaluator, PM Latif Mansoor Ali, to give his side of the evaluation.
Tosma Sahiba, please also send your score to me out of 10 about how closely you thought that your speaker, stuck to the target of the speech. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Today I realize that I should not let President say no. Otherwise, I'll be called upon at last. Thank you, General Evaluator, Toastmaster Hiba. Today, my speaker, Toastmaster Fahim Razak, he not only persuades all the audience, but in fact, each and every one individually, because we all have done some mistakes in past. We have listened and lended our ears to others and followed something what they wanted and not us. So thank you very much for enlightening and bringing that speech which is really important to each and everyone, young, youth, or maybe old like DTM Saad, but it is for everyone. Now, just in case, had you want to know more about your speech, your voice clarity, especially the accent, the word usage, the eye contact, the expressions, each and every one. In fact, you are a talented person because I'm the first one I can notice or who has noticed you. You've been bouncing on your knees, not on your foot. This was a lovely initiative because we on cameras, sometimes we know that if we bounce a little high, it might go down. So you were doing it well according to the situation requirement. So a well delivered speech, message with a takeaway message. Now, I would like to have the speech to be evaluated in a way that it goes miles more to the audience. Firstly and foremost, if you allow me, I prefer, instead of putting it to us saying firstly, second, third, you could have avoided everything and bring that ecstasy of using of what you are doing. So your experience of working in that way. Secondly, we all love when the speaker is in tragic. So whenever you are saying those words where I listened to them, just in case I was fallback, I saw you were smiling. We would like to see some sad moments because we know that it's not you who has done it. It's someone else who has followed. So you should be sorry or you should be living that experience. Thirdly, I found a lot of characters could have been built in. Now, as in comparison, how about having those characters who went their way, you went with them also doing the civil engineering or the science and everything. What happened to them? Are they really happy or just in case they fall out? So it would be a lovely gestures of everything you have added to the speech, the way you have expressed with the bounce on the jump you have done with the expressions, good English, a little bit of dialogues with the characters would have made a blast on this speech. Thank you very much for encouraging us. And just in case you want to know, you have fulfilled all your project requirements. Good luck for next project. Thank you.
And now I will be moving on to the second portion of the general evaluation. So the table topic
sorry, timer and voting. So yeah.
Okay. So are all the evaluators qualified as per the time?
Well, one of the evaluators exceeded by 5 seconds. So I leave it to you, Madam President.
5 seconds. I think we should give him a margin. 5 seconds is enough.
All right. Congratulations. You know who you are. So yeah, unfortunately, everyone is eligible for voting.
So now moving on to the second session, second part of the general evaluation session. So TM Shakiluddin, I call upon you to give the table topic evaluation. TM Shakiluddin.
Okay. Am I audible and visible? Am I audible?
Yes,
yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Okay. So today my role is table topic evaluator, and my job is to evaluate the table topics speakers. And today there are so many.
You aren't audible, Al-Shaki.
Yeah, we just lost your voice.
Sorry?
Yeah, now you are audible. We briefly lost your voice, but now you're back.
Here is some light interruption. That's why. Okay. So my role is to evaluate table topic speakers, and table topic speakers are giving impromptu speech, as other speakers came with the preparation, but table topic speakers got sorry. Table topic speakers are giving impromptu speak, so it's very interesting, and it's always a learning. And when at the end, if table topic speaker wins, they feel ecstasy. So now I will start quickly, because there are 6 speakers today. First is Zara Ibrahim. She started with confidently about the payday, and she started and explained how she done in her job, and she explained about that job was tough, and about the double salary, and then discussion with his boss, and she spent a good time there, and hardworking, and also at the end she also gave the message that if you work hard, you will achieve. So it's a good speech. Amir Bilal is the second speaker, who is what said. He explained. He started also very confidently, and he explained that after his intermediate, he interviewed to marketing manager about the sales job, and he regretted because that he wants a graduate person, but at the end he stated very well, and he make the theme, and he covers his speech with his full story, and then he told about his promotion after the 4 years, and the same person given him the promotion. So it's very good. Just I want to add one thing, that he can also use the word of the day. And our third speaker was Ibtihaj, and her topic was lifesaver. After some distraction in the starting, she covered the topic, and she took the topic very well, and also give the message how a lifesaver could be. And I can just add that she can add some more sentences, and I thought she had a time, but she covered very well, and gave a very good message. Number 4, the speaker was Hina Ali. She was a great speaker, and she had a great style, and she started her history about the college from 1986, and but I thought that she also finished in a few sentences about her topic, because the topic of college, watching in college, and what we have done in our college life, it's a very big topic, but she explained very confidently, and she has given a good covered very good. She has covered our topic very good. Number 5th speaker, Milky Way, Mariam Aftab. Mariam Aftab, Milky Way. She find a very good and easy topic, Milky Way. But I think there are 2 types of Milky Way. One is terrestrial Milky Way, and the other is chocolate Milky Way. I think the topic of the Milky Way is about the chocolate of Milky Way. So, and she explained very well. She likes Milky Way chocolate, and her sister likes, and she has great command of making the stories. So she explained very well. Then 6th speaker was Bijar. and his topic was 100K, 1 lakh or 100K, 100,000. But Bijar is also speaking very good, and he had a great confidence, and he started his story with inflation, car prices, petrol prices, and internationally prices are hiking. So, but I think he is a little bit away from his topic. With the 100K topic, we have to link other things too. So, in my opinion, otherwise he expressed the things.
I think we lost him.
So it is very difficult to analyze because everyone has conveyed very well. Thank you, Toastmaster of the day.
Okay, and now we move on to the third part of the general evaluation. I will be calling in the reports from the facilitators. So the grammarian, TM Muzammil, can I have your report?
Yes, sure. Just a minute. Sure. I'm visible. Am I visible? Audible and visible?
Yes, you are.
Yes, you are.
Yes, you are.
Okay. So as a grammarian, I would like to report that that all the speakers today, all the prepared speakers were impeccable, and there was no any grammatical mistake today. So thumbs up to all you guys. And as far as the word of the word master role is concerned, I would like to tell that it's absolutely an ecstatic moment for me to say that there is a big number of people who used word of the day, which is XCC today. Among them are TM Rabia, TM Adiba, TM Fahim, DTM Sarfraz Nazir, TM Zahara, TM Bijar, TM Latif, and TM Shakiluddin. So great job, guys. That's it. Over to you, President.
Okay, now for the timer, so TM Talha bin Ahmed, can I have your report?
Yes, thank you so much. The meeting started 5 minutes late. All the speakers, evaluators, and table topic speakers were well within their time. And overall, we are around 10 minutes behind schedule, which is absolutely fine because overall we started 5 minutes late. That was my report. And everybody, please hurry up. And over to you, General Evaluator.
Okay, now I would like to call upon the R counter for his or her report because I'm not sure who the R counter was.
Actually, she has lost connectivity. She is Toastmaster Mariam, but I believe she's lost connectivity, so we can move ahead and wait. If she comes back, then we can have that.
Okay, the word master TM Muzammil has given his report, I suppose. And the listener TM Mufaddil Murtaza, I call upon you for your report.
Okay, so let's check who was awake and who was sleeping. So starting from the first question, how many years did TM Fahim had a happy marriage life?
2 years.
2 years.
Out of 10.
Out of 10. Good. Who's out of all the speakers, whose father was in army?
Toastmaster Adiba.
Good. That's right. Okay. What subject did TM Fahim choose in intermediate?
Commerce. No, re-engineering.
Yes, okay. Okay, what does wise man choose instead of security?
Opportunity.
Yes.
Opportunity.
Yes. Okay, DTM Sarfaraz discussed about a winning speech. And in that winning speech, the speaker talked about, or it was on a movie. What was the name of the movie?
It was Magna.
Something Beast.
Yes,
I'm not
Beauty,
sure about
Beauty
it.
and the Beast. Beauty and the Beast.
Beauty and the Beast. Okay, GQ gave me a lot of questions. What is the date of birth of GQ? It was the very first
1979.
20th June 1979. Good try. What was the floor number on which GQ was living?
Like fourth?
Fourth floor.
Floor.
Second floor. Okay,
Second.
in which year GQ moved at Gulshan?
95?
1995.
Yeah.
Yes. Good. How many years did GQ lived in Gulshan?
43. Oh, sorry.
No.
Sorry.
That serves you right, Mr. Listener.
That was 18 years. 18 years. GQ lived
Okay.
in Gulshan for 18 years. Okay, what was the abrupt answer of TM Rabia when she was asked that what is the best time to work for the education in Pakistan?
Now.
Today. Now.
Now is the right word. Yeah. Okay, if you want to have anything done, which style do you need to adopt?
Analytical.
Assertive.
Initiative and supportive.
Should be combinations of style. It should be combinations.
That's why we don't get anything done.
Okay, last one. DTM Saad mentioned about 2 superheroes in his speech. What were they?
He mentioned 3:
Batman?
Batman, and Flash, and
Batman.
one more. I forgot the third one.
Superman and Batman. Superman and Batman.
And Flash also.
Yes.
Okay, that's okay, that's all from my side. Over to you, Janil.
Okay, and now from my part of the evaluation, overall it was a good and informative session which was managed well without any technical or glitches or any other problems. We managed the time quite effectively. Both the prepared speeches and the table topic session were up to the point. Overall, the session flowed smoothly and everything was spot on. Over to the Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you so much, Journal Evaluator, Toastmaster Hiba Rais Khan. And this brings us to an end of a very sweet meeting today, filled with chocolates and candies given by each one of you, either during through your speeches or during your evaluations as well. Now it's time for me to ask for the roles for the big 4 votes, I think. Yes. So please vote for the big 4: Toastmaster of the Day, Table Topic Master, Table Topics Evaluator, or the Journal Evaluator. And with that, I hand over the charge back to our President, Toastmaster Hiba Rais Khan.
Okay. And now I would be waiting for the vote counter to give me to announce the winners for the meantime. So overall, sorry.
Yes, please continue. Toastmaster. Yeah.
Okay, and I suppose I have nothing. I have nothing to say right now.
All right, what we can do is I can announce the critics' choice results first. And since DTM Saad was the de facto vote counter, he can announce the voting results. So first, the critics' choice results. And for those who don't know, critics' choice is something unique to us. We compile a score based on the International Speech Contest ballot, and also how the speech adhered to the project objectives. So the 2 scores are compiled. The critic is a secret judge with an experienced Toastmaster. So today, we traditionally announce the top 3 awards, and today on number 3 we have Toastmaster Ghulam Qadir. Congratulations. On number 2 we have Toastmaster Fahim, and of course on number 1 we have DTM Sarfaraz. So congratulations to the Critics' Choice winners. And DTM Saad, your turn. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you very much. I actually was not the word counter, but as always, I was the word counter. So the best prepared speaker goes to any guesses who? It's a very tough
DTM
choice.
Sarfaraz.
Of course, DTM Sarfaraz wins the best prepared speaker, and the best table topic speaker went to the person who is winning his second table topic award of the day, Toastmaster Amir Bilal. And the best prepared speech evaluator goes to the person who, who absolutely who absolutely does not go without winning an
Yeah.
award, Toastmaster Lateef Mansoor Ali.
Lateef.
And the best facilitator award goes to I think the listener should not uh, be be in the voting because
Yeah.
the best facilitator award goes to Toastmaster Mufaddal Murtaza, the listener, and the best of Big Four award goes to the Toastmaster of the day who who who, who made our mouth water like anything. Toast
Wait,
DTM
wait, wait, wait,
Sarfaraz
wait. Yeah.
DTM Sarfaraz Nazir, and over to you, Madam President, Toastmaster Hiba.
And let me add that everyone, please, thank you so much for not giving me a single vote. I appreciate that. So, how about we take guest comments, Toastmaster Hiba? Comments from guests.
You're muted.
Sorry. TM Ibtija Fatma and TM Irfan Faruqi, could I have your concluded remarks about our session?
Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to speak again and listening to all the beautiful speeches and evaluations. I was continuously listening to you and learning a lot of things. Every segment, every session was full of energy and was full of information for me. It was amazing, and as there are a lot of Toastmasters, distinguished Toastmasters, and very amazing Toastmasters. So may I request DTM Talha bin Hamid and DTM Sarfraz to please give me one tip, or because I am unable to ace the table topics. I am working on it, but unable to cope with the fear of table topics. So can you please guide me? It was overall amazing session. And I'd love to come to your meetings because I have to learn a lot from it as a listener and as participant. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to be guest here.
Okay, now TM Irfan Faruqi, could we have something from you?
Am I audible?
Yes.
Oh, I don't think I'm audible. Okay, thank you very much. I previously participated a physical meeting in Karachi Toastmasters Club, and now I just logged in and saw there is a meeting going on, and I couldn't resist. I think this club is a very good seasoned club, and the way things were managed here, that was something very good for me. Particularly, I liked the way table topic was conducted. It was something very new for me. Instead of giving topics, how different chocolates were the theme of the topic, and we'll incorporate that thing into our club. Not the same chocolates, but the basic idea of presenting topics in a different way. Overall, very good experience. And since I knew that I have to be logged in at any time, I was worried that I may be asked to participate in table topics. So I was lying in my bed, not in any proper dress. Still, I'm not in a very proper dress. But then, first of all, I rushed to the toilet to wet my hair and then comb my hair so that at least I don't look so indecent. And within this meeting, I went for dinner. I took my dinner and I had a toothpick in my mouth. And I just realized that I am keeping a toothpick in my mouth. I have to drop it down. So it is very, very difficult to participate in a meeting while you're lying in your bed and you're very comfortable. But thank you very much for letting me in. And anytime in future when I'm in Karachi and you have a meeting, I would love to participate in. Thank you very much.
Okay, VP, Mr. VP, do we have any other announcements to make? I suppose not for this session. So,
Sorry, just a little bit. Yeah.
Yes.
Actually, DTM Sarfraz, a question was asked of DTM Sarfraz, so maybe we can have him answer it.
I think the question was about table topics or how to respond to table topics.
Yeah, yeah.
One thing is, you take your speaking position or get ready, look at the camera or the audience, and repeat the question if you are not sure how to respond at that moment. They say, my topic is, and then that gives you a few seconds to think about it. If for some reason you absolutely cannot think of something about that topic, then you think, what does it remind you of? And you can go on something else. You're not bound to just talk about that. We expect you to answer the question you're asked, but you can talk. Another technique is when a speaker during table topics is responding, you think, how would you respond? Then when you're asked a question and you can't think of anything, say, oh, before I answer this question, let me tell you about Toastmaster Mariam. She just talked about Milky Way. And I was thinking, and then you go on and respond to it, but because you've already had a few minutes to think about it. So that way, then once the green light comes on, you just start wrapping it up. By the yellow light comes, say, okay, thank you. Then back to you, Mr. or Mr. Madam Table Topics. Okay, back to you, DT and Talha.
Thank you so much, DTM Sarfraz. Again, absolutely fantastic. And yes, this is something, I, for one, never looked at it that way that, what does it remind you of? Rather than, sticking doggedly to the topic that you assigned, you can think of something that is tangential, related. And I believe, Toastmaster Iftihaj, that answers your question.
Yes, I actually got the idea, and inshallah, I will be performing well. Thank you for responding to my answer.
Thank you so much. So, yeah, let's all quickly congratulate Toastmaster Shamam for taking on the reins as president of Quetta Toastmasters Club, Toastmaster Hina Ali for taking on the reins as district administration manager, DTM Sarfaraz for taking over as area director in district. Sorry, I forgot
50,
the district
50.
number.
50.
Yeah. Trust me, someday I will remember. So, yeah. And Toastmaster Amir Bilal as area director and president of Storytellers Toastmaster Club, DTM Saad as president of PSF Toastmasters Club and area director. And who else? I am sure I'm missing someone. But Toastmaster Rabia. Toastmaster Rabia as president of PCF Toastmasters Club and also the area director. So yeah, we also had DTM Rashid. And let me also congratulate Toastmaster Irfan Faruqi for his absolutely fantastic spell as president of Century Paper, which just came to a conclusion a few days ago. And just as an announcement, we will have our first academy session of the year on the 17th. So, sorry, on the 16th, that will be a Saturday. So anyone who wishes to participate in that. And yes, one more thing, I want to thank each and every one of you. We just witnessed a revolution and we didn't realize it. Can anyone guess what was it?
Finished on time.
Yes. We are about
That-
to end on.
Okay, yeah, that is also there, but this also has happened before. So, but something has happened for the first time ever, and all
Adding
of
a
you
new
did it.
segment.
Sorry.
More
Oh
radio
yeah, that is.
directors in the meeting.
Sorry.
We had more than 20 participants in the meeting at one point.
Yeah, but
Four
again,
radio
that also
directors.
has happened. Yeah, 4 area
Four area
directors and a host of presidents and one VP who has just chosen to log in right now. And yeah, but that is part and parcel of Karachi Toastmasters Club, mashallah. One segment was added for the first time, and we must all applaud Toastmaster Rabia as Toastmaster of the Day for the Song Master of the Day as well. But one more thing that happened for the first time ever, and all of you did it. What was it?
We witnessed
Nobody
the
voted for you.
segment.
Nobody
Sorry?
voted for DTM Lala.
No, that always happens. That's nothing revolutionary. That always happens.
That's
Okay.
often happens.
Yeah, that always happens. What you guys did was completely set the agenda of the meeting through an online sheet. That has happened for the first time ever. So congratulations on that. Keep using the online Google Sheet. It has several meetings in the future as well. So I thank you all from the bottom of my heart, and let's make this experiment successful. I believe it worked out very well. Yes, I had to put in a couple of entries manually, but most of the entries were put in. And do contact me if you face any difficulties. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So, Madam President, please end the meeting so that we can still claim that we end the meeting on time.
Okay, so the meeting is adjourned.